In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Apple AirPods. So a few weeks ago, I bought myself a pair of Apple AirPods, and let me tell you, these earphones are truly magical. Now keep in mind, I don't use that term lightly. I'm not being paid to create this video. This is not an advert. I don't work for Apple. I definitely am a huge Apple fan, but my reviews are fair, honest, and based on my own experience. So a few weeks back, I picked up these AirPods. Keep in mind that this is my first pair of Bluetooth wireless headphones, so this is a new experience for me. But if you're anything like me, trust me, you will absolutely love them. But let me explain. As a digital marketer and a content creator, I spend a lot of time working online and behind my devices. That's either behind my MacBook or using my iPhone. By the way, I don't have to keep these in my ears for the whole video. I just had them in for the intro. So the thing is, most of the time I'm wearing earphones, and thus far, those have been the EarPods that come with the iPhone. You are probably very familiar with these. Those are the ones that are wired. Generally, the EarPods work really well, and I still use them when I don't want to use the AirPods. As mentioned, I also consume a lot of content, and this includes listening to audiobooks, podcasts, watching YouTube videos, and also listening to music on Spotify. And another thing is, using a MacBook Pro and using an iPhone 8, I'm fully invested in the Apple ecosystem. And this is something to keep in mind, because I know not everyone uses Apple products, but I am heavily invested in the ecosystem, and the AirPods, they work really well within that ecosystem. So whether that's connecting my AirPods to my iPhone or my MacBook Pro, generally the connection and the switching between the two works really well. So to sum this up, number one, I'm very comfortable using earphones and I wear them often. Then number two, I consume a lot of content, both video and audio content on a daily basis. Number three, I am already invested in the Apple ecosystem. And number four, and this I haven't mentioned yet, is I am a huge fan of a seamless experience. And I need to make a separate video about this topic. What that means is I really like it when things work well and efficiently, and I'm willing to pay a premium for that. So I just wanted to mention those 4 points because that is really important in terms of understanding why the AirPods work really well for me and how they have enriched my life. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's jump to the unboxing. So there we go, that's what you get in the box when you buy the AirPods. As usual, the standard, beautiful, minimalist Apple packaging. Always an enjoyable unboxing experience. So first of all, the AirPods come in their own little carry case, and this case doubles up as an external battery that charges the AirPods whenever they are inside that case. So whenever you take them out of your ears, you pop them into the case. Assuming the case has battery charge, the case will continue charging the AirPods to make sure that the headphones are always topped up. Then next, it's important to note that the AirPods and the case use a magnetic connection. So when you insert the AirPods into the case, they snap into place, and that creates the connection that the case uses to charge the AirPods. And this is really simple and convenient when taking them out of your ear and placing them into the case. Number three, pairing the AirPods with your device. And again, my experience was pairing them with my iPhone. It was super simple. You simply open the lid of the case and your iPhone will immediately ask you if you want to pair the two. You tap one button, it creates that connection, and then it actually uses your iCloud account to create a connection with your other devices. And on your iPhone, to connect to the AirPods, you simply swipe up to your control center, then you tap the wireless icon, and then you select your AirPods from the different options. You might want to use your iPhone speaker and microphone, but you can switch it to the AirPods with just a few taps. And in terms of connecting the AirPods to my MacBook, I simply click on the Bluetooth icon in my toolbar, and then from the devices that I can attach, I simply activate that connection. So it's really quick and simple to change the connection to the AirPods from my iPhone to my MacBook. So another great feature is that the AirPods can detect if they are in someone's ear. And this is thanks to the infrared sensor that is on each AirPod on the outside. So when I insert the AirPods into my ear, they make a slight sound which tells me that they are activated, and they will then connect to the device that they were connected to when I last took them out. That same feature is very useful for if you're listening to music and you take one of the AirPods out, then the iPhone music will pause, and then you can, when you put it back into your ear, then the music will continue. So if you're going about your day and you want to have a conversation with someone, you simply pop out one AirPod and then the music will pause, you can have your conversation and then pop it back in and the music will continue playing. So you can use your AirPods for anything that you would usually use your earpods for. So this would include taking phone calls, speaking to people on FaceTime, watching videos on YouTube, listening to music, and even recording voice memos. And you can also use the AirPods as an external microphone for filming video, but keep in mind that this doesn't work with the native camera app on the iPhone. For this, you would need to buy one of the premium filming apps on the App Store. Then another important thing is how to check the battery levels of your AirPods. And on my MacBook, that is quite simple. I just click the Bluetooth icon in the top toolbar, and then if I mouse over the AirPods, then it'll show me the percentage of battery that is remaining. And when it comes to checking the battery levels on your iPhone, you can enable the battery widget, and then you can simply swipe to the left and you will see the widget displaying the battery of your phone and also of the AirPods. Another way of checking battery is when the AirPods are in the case, you can hold the case next to your phone and lift up the lid. What should then happen is that a screen slides up showing you the remaining battery of the case and also of the AirPods. And if you take out the AirPods individually, what the iPhone can also show is the separate remaining battery on each of the AirPods. Because here's the thing, you can actually use a single EarPod at a time. If you, for example, are using them for phone calls for most of the day, you can simply keep one of them in your ear and use it, and this will double the battery life of the AirPods, because if this one runs dry, then you can simply replace it with the other one. So the other great feature with the AirPods is the double tap feature that works on both sides. And this you can customize in the settings on your iPhone. You can choose from 3 different functions, the one being activate Siri, the other one is play and pause, and the third one is skip to the next track. Now generally I have mine set up to skip to the next song on my right, so if I double tap on the right it skips to the next song or the next podcast, and on my left I use activate Siri. So having access to Siri through my AirPods has been very useful. Some of the basic use cases that I use Siri for would be asking Siri what the time is, or what the date is, or what's the weather like today, or what's the weather going to be like tomorrow, or maybe send a message to one of my contacts and then I dictate the message to Siri, she captures it, and then I can tell her to send it off. And Siri is female for me, by the way. Just could be male for you. You could also ask Siri, tell me who Elon Musk is, or how old is a specific person. You can tap into Siri's knowledge by just tapping and asking a question. And this is truly powerful because you don't have to get out your iPhone or be in front of your MacBook. You simply tap, ask, and an answer will be provided. And obviously this isn't always to my satisfaction because Siri can only do so much. But when it does work, it works really well, and it definitely gives you that feeling of living in the future. Voice in general is really important for going forward. I know you've got all the Amazon Alexa devices that people are speaking to in their homes, and you've got the HomePod, but now also with these types of headphones, you've got access to your computer through the AirPods, which is truly powerful. It makes me think like I'm the guy from that movie Her, where he just walks around and he's forever talking with the operating system, which is obviously a little bit freaky, but...
Please wait as your operating system is initiated.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
It's really useful if you want to quickly get some information or send Siri a query and get a useful reply in return. So next, I wanted to just talk about 5 areas where the AirPods have positively influenced my life and they've made my life more enjoyable. So number 1 is simply using wireless headphones, and these don't have to be AirPods, but not being tethered to your device, whether that's your phone or your computer, has really been game changing for me because, as I mentioned, I spend a lot of time in front of my laptop and also listening to content from my phone, and not having that connection, not needing that physical connection. If I'm in front of my laptop, I'm having a call with a client or a family member or a colleague, I can simply jump up and I can go to my kitchen, I can make myself another cup of tea. I don't have those wires connecting me to the laptop. There have been times where I've actually tried to get up and I forgot that I have my earpods in my ears, and that obviously doesn't end well. So now just having that freedom of being untethered is truly magical. Then number 2 is simply being able to listen to content, whether that's audiobooks, podcasts, or music while doing whatever I'm doing. This might be cooking, or doing the dishes, or cleaning, or running, or walking, exercising. I might start watching a YouTube video in front of my laptop, and then while I keep listening to the talk, it might be a TED talk, I'll get up and I'll go and do something else while still listening. Where previously I would pause the video, I would take my earpods out of my ears, do whatever I wanted to do, and then come back and continue listening. So it's all just about that seamless experience, and having wireless earphones has enabled that. Then number 3 is, I mentioned this previously before, but not having to roll up the cable and untangle the cable of earpods. This has been huge. It's so simple to snap the AirPods out of the case, put them in my ear, and again, when I take them out of my ear, to put them in the case, knowing that the case is going to be charging the AirPods while they're in my pocket. It just saves so much time and hassle, and it's something so small, but it makes a huge difference the more you do it. Then number 4 is simply using my AirPods while lying on my bed. Whether I'm meditating, listening to an audiobook, listening to a video, it is a great experience not having that cable there and being able to get up and move around. So again, not being tethered to a device just gives you that additional amount of freedom. And number 5 is that it makes driving safer. The AirPods make it really simple and safe to interact with technology in a non-disruptive way, where you don't need to look at your phone, you don't need to get it out of your pocket. You can focus on the road, you can keep driving, and you can ask Siri what the time is, or you can send a message, or you can have a conversation without taking your eyes off the road. So to wrap up this video, I just want to address some of the frequently asked questions that you might have about the AirPods. So number 1 is, do the AirPods fall out of your ears? Obviously it depends on the fit and how well they fit into your ear, and everyone's ears are different. If the EarPods from Apple work well with you, then the AirPods will be exactly the same. But to be honest with you, no, I can literally headbang, I can wear these on stage rocking out, I can use these while drumming. These things will not fall out. The thing is with earpods, the main reason why earpods fall out is because of the cables that actually pull down on these. With the AirPods, there is no downward force, so they are generally very stable and secure, and they do not fall out of my ears. If the only time they do fall out is if you somehow knock them. If I take a shirt off, then I might knock an AirPod and then it'll fall out, but generally speaking, you can run with these. You can run I can do anything, they pretty much will stay in place. So the next question is, how good is the audio quality with the AirPods? And I must say that the audio quality is almost identical to the EarPods. Obviously you can't expect to get over the ear quality sound from in-ear headphones. So to be honest with you, for me the quality is good enough and it's perfect in terms of what I need. The next question is, are the AirPods easy to lose? And I guess this depends on you as a person, if you easily lose things. The fact that you would usually put the AirPods into the case when you take them out of your ear, or you might put them on your desk, generally they aren't that easy to lose. Obviously you can knock them out of your ears while you're running and they can fall down a drain. The one feature that Apple offers through iCloud is that you can find your AirPods. You just need to log into your iCloud account. So that feature is very useful if you've misplaced them or if you forgot them somewhere. The other thing is that Apple does sell individual AirPods and individual cases in case you do lose one of them. I believe those cost $69 per single AirPod and per case. So if you do lose them, you can replace them. But generally speaking, thanks to the magnetic charging case, that's generally where you would put them when you take them out of your ear, and that is very practical. Next question is, how far is the Bluetooth range? Now I haven't tested this extensively, but from what I've read up, the distance should be 30 feet or 10 meters. I have used them within my own apartment, in my car. I do generally connect my AirPods to my MacBook and then I walk to my kitchen, which isn't far away, but there are 3 walls in between and the connection generally works really well. There have been a few times while I've been doing the dishes and then the connection has dropped out. Generally speaking, I haven't had problems with the range, and if there is a break in connection, then I usually just connect them to my iPhone and put my iPhone in my pocket. Another question is, do the Apple AirPods only work with Apple devices? And the answer is no. They should work with any other Bluetooth device, and to pair them with any device, you simply push this button, which is quite difficult to see, but there is a button on the back of the case. You simply push that button to pair the AirPods with any Bluetooth device. Last but not least, how long do the batteries last? Now, Apple says that you can get 7 hours of listening from a single charge with the AirPods, and then the case provides an additional 24 hours of battery life. Again, I haven't done extensive testing on the battery usage. I generally charge them every evening, and then I've used them happily throughout the day, and whenever I'm not using them, I'll put them back into the case, and then the case tops them up. What I have noticed is if the AirPods run out of battery, you pop them into the case, then within 5 minutes they charge up to about 40%. So if you just need a top up in charge, then you can get that within just a few minutes. So that's worked really well. So all in all, to sum it up, I'm extremely happy with the AirPods. I'm looking forward to see what Apple does with the next iteration, because there's no doubt they are most definitely working on the next version of these earphones. Another thing Apple has announced, and they will be releasing this year, which is 2018, is the wireless charging case for the AirPods. And I recently bought myself a wireless charger for my iPhone 8. I'll create a separate video on that. It's not something that you need, but it definitely enriches your experience if you do add it to your setup. I'll be honest, at the beginning I was skeptical and I didn't immediately purchase the AirPods. I first wanted to watch some reviews, but now after getting my own pair, I'm absolutely loving them. And if you enjoy your earpods, then you will absolutely love your AirPods. If you have any questions about the AirPods, do leave them in the comments below. I always enjoy reading your feedback, and I read every comment myself and reply. If you liked this video and you found it useful, please hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate your feedback. If you want to see future videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel and enable notifications. As always, I've added relevant links to the description below, so do click through to those. I do use Amazon affiliate links, so if you do make a purchase using one of my links, I do get a small commission at no expense to you, and I'm really grateful for your support. Thanks for watching. I'm Sean Toomey, wishing you an awesome day, and I'll chat to you soon. Cheers. I also confuse. So first of all, the AirPods come in their own charging cage. They come in a cage. The AirPods come in a cage.